There is a silent mistake that is causing incredible women to lose their power while trying to become more feminine. And the most dangerous part? You may not even realize you've fallen into it. Because you were told that feminine energy means constant sweetness. That it means speaking softly at all times. That it means never confronting. Always understanding. Always adjusting. Always yielding. But here is the truth that almost no one has the courage to say out loud. Femininity without strategy becomes fragility. And strategy without essence becomes manipulation. Today, I'm going to show you how to strengthen your feminine energy strategically, without losing who you are. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll understand why some women seem effortlessly magnetic, while others are constantly trying to prove their worth. Take a slow breath with me. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Because what you're about to hear may completely change the way you position yourself in the world. First, you need to understand something essential. Feminine energy is not behavior. It is an internal state. It's not about crossing your legs a certain way. It's not about forcing a soft voice. It's not about calculated charm. It's about how you feel inside yourself. Strategically feminine women do not perform. They sustain. They don't act like the ideal woman. They become emotionally grounded. And the first step to strengthening your feminine energy is reclaiming your emotional center. How many times have you reacted impulsively and later thought, I could have handled that differently? Strategic feminine energy does not react. It observes. It feels. It chooses. There is a massive difference between being emotional and being ruled by emotions. A powerful woman feels deeply, but decides consciously. This creates something rare, emotional predictability. And high-value men trust what is emotionally stable. Now let me ask you something important. Do you want to be desired intensely at the beginning, or valued long-term? Because impulsive seduction creates intensity. But emotional stability creates investment. Strengthening your feminine energy begins when you stop seeking external validation and start generating internal validation. It means you no longer measure your worth by the amount of attention you receive. When you enter a room, is your energy asking for approval or offering presence? There is a subtle but powerful difference. Women who seek attention create tension. Women who offer presence create calm. And presence is built on 3 pillars. The first pillar, self-awareness. Do you know your emotional triggers? Do you know what destabilizes you? Do you recognize situations that activate insecurity? Because what you do not recognize controls you. Strategic feminine energy does not ignore insecurity. It illuminates it. It works through it. It integrates it. Second pillar, self-regulation. This does not mean suppressing feelings. It means processing them before acting. When you feel jealousy, do you investigate or accuse? When you feel fear, do you communicate or test? When you feel uncertainty, do you seek clarity or create drama? Emotionally refined women transform reactions into responses. And that changes everything. Third pillar, quiet self-esteem. Quiet self-esteem does not announce itself. It demonstrates itself. You do not need to declare your value. You move like a woman who knows it. Your tone changes. Your eye contact shifts. Your posture aligns. Your energy settles. Now let's talk about strategy. Because feminine energy without direction becomes sensitivity without power. Strategy begins with standards. You must define what you accept and what you do not accept. Without long speeches. Without threats. Without emotional explosions. Just consistency. If someone crosses a boundary, you adjust your availability. That's it. The strategically feminine woman understands the power of the elegant withdrawal. She does not beg for explanations. She does not try to convince someone of her worth. She observes behavior and responds with positioning. This activates a powerful psychological trigger: consequence. People respect what has consequence. But here is the crucial distinction. Elegant withdrawal is not an emotional game. It is alignment. You do not distance yourself to provoke a reaction. You distance yourself to preserve your energy. And preserving your energy is one of the clearest signs of mature femininity. Now let's talk about conscious vulnerability. There is immature vulnerability that pours emotions out expecting the other person to fix them. And there is mature vulnerability that shares feelings without transferring responsibility. When you say, "I felt uncomfortable when that happened," you own your emotion. You are not accusing. You are communicating. That creates real connection. High-value men do not fear sensitive women. They fear unstable women. Do you see the difference? Strengthening your feminine energy also requires slowing down. The world is fast. Conversations are instant. Replies are immediate. Attention spans are short. But mystery is born in time. When you respond instantly to everything, you eliminate anticipation. When you are constantly available, you remove the space for longing. Strategic feminine energy understands rhythm. It is not about playing games. It is about not revolving your life around someone else. You have routines. You have priorities. You have growth. You have depth. And that naturally increases perceived value. Now let's address something delicate. The need to please. Many women confuse femininity with compliance. But constant pleasing is disguised fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of abandonment. Fear of not being enough. Strengthened feminine energy understands that you will not be compatible with everyone. And that does not reduce your value. It defines your standard. You do not need to be chosen by everyone. You need to be recognized by the aligned. Now here comes another powerful psychological trigger: emotional exclusivity. Not coldness. Exclusivity. Not everyone has access to your emotional intimacy. Not everyone knows your deepest dreams. Not everyone receives unlimited time. Access is earned. And what is earned is respected. Let's talk about nonverbal energy. Before you speak, your body communicates. Relaxed shoulders. Grounded stance. Direct but soft eye contact. Slow, intentional movements. When you master your body, you transmit confidence. And confidence is magnetic. But be careful. If you are trying to look confident, you are still seeking approval. True confidence is comfortable. You do not force smiles. You do not exaggerate gestures. You do not over-explain. You are simply present. Another dimension is silence. Strategically feminine women do not rush to fill every pause. They allow space. They allow the other person to reveal themselves. Silence creates depth. And depth creates attraction. Now let me reveal something very important. Feminine energy is not weakness. It is influence. But influence does not come from control. It comes from magnetism. You influence when you inspire. And you inspire when you live coherently. This means you take care of your appearance not from insecurity, but from self-respect. You develop your mind. You protect your health. You invest in your growth. A woman who evolves consistently activates admiration. And admiration sustains long-term connection. Without admiration, everything becomes routine. Now think about this carefully. Are you waiting for someone to appear before you begin flourishing? Or are you already flourishing regardless of who stands beside you? Strategic feminine energy does not begin inside a relationship. It begins before one. It begins the moment you decide to become your most refined version, not to be chosen, but to feel fulfilled. And when fulfillment meets opportunity, connection happens naturally. There is also the importance of healthy mystery. You do not reveal your entire life story on the first meeting. You do not expose deep wounds immediately. Intimacy is built in layers. Each layer revealed at the right time builds progressive investment. That keeps interest alive. But remember, mystery is not manipulation. It is pacing. Now let's talk about emotional boundaries. If something bothers you, you communicate. If a pattern repeats, you reassess. You do not normalize disrespect because you fear being alone. Because being alone is temporary. Being disrespected is corrosive. Strategically feminine women prefer solitude over devaluation. And that shifts the type of men who approach you. High-value men look for women who value themselves. Not women who talk about value. Women who embody it. Take another breath with me. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Feel the stability we are building. This is not about becoming a character. Not about wearing a mask. Not about manipulation. It is refinement. Strengthening your feminine energy means removing excess. Excess explanation. Excess justification. Excess availability. Excess anxiety. And keeping essence. Your softness remains. Your empathy remains. Your warmth remains. But now with structure. And structure commands respect. Now imagine your life moving forward with this awareness. How would your conversations change? How would your relationships shift? How many conflicts would dissolve simply because you no longer react impulsively? Here is the most important truth. Strengthening feminine energy is not about attracting men. It is about building internal stability. Men are a consequence. Respect is a consequence. Healthy relationships are a consequence. When you become emotionally organized, your entire life reorganizes. So now I want to ask you directly, which area do you need to strengthen most? Self-regulation? Boundaries? Rhythm? Quiet self-esteem? Emotional exclusivity? Write it in the comments. Because when you name it, you begin transforming it. If this expanded your perspective, if it brought clarity, if it awakened something inside you, like this video and subscribe to the channel now. Here we do not teach games. We teach conscious power. And remember, a woman who knows her essence does not compete. She attracts. I'll see you in the next video.